Welcome, Legionnaires. What do you want to talk about today?
I want to talk about random shit.
Okay. How about world leaders?
Sure.
Perfect.
So, getting into kind of the meat and potatoes here, Angron. Let's talk about him.
All right. He's a beast. Basically, he's point and delete. If you have him on the table and you make it to combat with him, whatever he touches is going to die. He's a hammer.
Again, another staple, right?
Yeah, he's fast. I mean, you don't have to have him in your army, but man, it's definitely a whole different kind of fun.
Yep. So we're looking at stat blocking here. We have 14-inch movement, toughness 11. His save is a 2+. He has 16 wounds with a 5-up leadership and a 6 objective control with a 4-up invuln.
Yep.
Which is impressive in its own right, rivaling that of pretty much most greater demons.
Oh yeah, way better than most greater demons actually.
100%, yeah. And so we're looking at the melee profile.
Yep. Oh, so he's got two different swings. He could do a strike, which is like one hard hit, or he can do a sweep, which is like if you're cleaving into a crowd. So the strike is, he's got 8 swings, so 8 attacks, hits on 2s, strength 16, so that's pretty much gonna wound most vehicles on 3. AP -4, so takes out most armor, and he's gonna do D6 + 2 damage for each swing, for each attack. And then on the sweep, he's got 18 shots, also hit on 2, strength 8, so you're wounding any infantry on 4s pretty much. -2, which takes away most armor, and 2 damage, which kills a Space Marine on each hit.
So the Reborn in Blood roll is pretty much 666 from the Blessing of Khorne, and you get to put Angron back on the table.
Yeah, so every turn, every battle round, you roll 8 dice. That's your Blessing of Khorne roll, right? And you need 3 6s. There are ways to get rerolls on that as well.
So, I mean, really, really good. Obviously, having Angron on the field is devastating enough. And then
to bring him back.
He dies, he gets yeeted back. Like, Dad's like,
I'm not done yet.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm ready to go play again,
Yeah.
which is great. And then Wraithful Presence, you know, at the start of the charge phase, select 1 Wraithful Presence ability until the start of your next charge phase. This model has that ability. Again, just another great way to get into melee combat.
And it lasts through your opponent's turn, so you get it on their turn too.
Again,
Which
Angron, stupid.
Why I love close combat, because if you're a close combat army, you play on both turns, instead of a shooting army who's got to wait for their turn again to do anything.
Right, yeah. So, guys, Angron, melee powerhouse, no surprise there. Comes back on death sometimes. Pretty much run him if you run world leaders.
Next unit is the 8-bound. They're another great unit. There's 2 flavors of those. There's the 8-bound, which are more human, and then the exalted 8-bound, which are more demon.
Yeah. And I think that they're called 8-bound because they were possessed by 8 demons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's like the whole stick.
Gotcha.
So looking at their stat blocking, we've got a movement 9, toughness 6, 3s to save, 3 wounds, 6 leadership, and 1 OC with a 5-up invuln.
Yeah, they, they're melee. They're melee only, right? So they have a couple of different weapons they can take. They've got the 8-bound lacerators, they've got the chain glaive, and they've got the lacerators. So the 8-bound lacerators have 6 attacks. They hit on 3s, strength 5, -2 AP, and do 2 damage. The heavy chain glaive is 8 attacks, hit on 3s, strength 7, AP -3, 1 damage. And the lacerators, which are my personal favorite, are 4 attacks, hit on 3s, strength 9, -2, and they do a whopping 3 damage.
Which is really, really good considering most stuff, especially base Space Marines, are 2 wounds each. So
They'll cleave through those extra tough stuff pretty quickly.
So the Exalted 8-bound actually have that 6-up Feel No Pain, which is a little bit different from the regular ones. They are more points as well. How do we feel about taking them? Do we feel like it's worth it? Do we feel like it's not worth it?
I like that they're tough. I like that they, the Feel No Pain makes them tougher, which is great. Keeping people in combat is key, especially against shooting armies, which is nice. But their close combat is ridiculous.
Much better. Looking at their stat blocking, strength 14 on some of those attacks, pretty busted.
And I know personally I've surprised a lot of people with that 9-inch movement.
Yeah.
9 inches is a lot for somebody on foot.
So the extra movement as well, I think, makes it worth it. But that's going to be ultimately up to you guys to decide on that.
Yeah.
So Jackals, how do we feel about Jackals?
I like them. They're flavorful chaos cultists.
They're your quick fodder units, taking objectives, doing those extra kind of little shenanigans in the corner with the cards, you know,
You've got Angron, you've got 8-bound running at you. Are you going to deal with these nothings that are really no threat?
And the good thing is, you've got sticky objective.
Right, so you can just grab an objective and go. Yeah.
I think overall a pretty good unit.
Good support unit.
Probably a little bit more costly than we'd like to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for now, I think definitely a unit to keep your eye on.
Yeah. So next we're going to talk about Karn. Karn the Betrayer. The reason he's called the Betrayer is if he is in at the end of the charge phase, if he's not within combat, he'll fight a friend.
Which we don't like because now the Blood Tithe rules don't allow us to get Blood Tithe points for that.
There's no bonus for that anymore.
Which is big sad.
But the best way to combat that is you put him in a transport. When he's in the transport, he's not technically on the battlefield, so his abilities don't take effect.
Which makes us happy again.
Yeah.
Because his melee profile is bonkers.
Yeah, no, he slaps.
So, is he worth taking?
I think so. I like him. He makes the berserkers he's with better, but he himself, I've seen him slap a knight down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he punches up.
Oh, he does. Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. So, ultimately, take him if you want to break a knight.
Yeah, take him, but with a transport.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
It just makes them cost more, I suppose. But I like a transport anyway because it gives the unit more durability.
Fair enough. Ah, the big old wheelchair boy. Khorne, Lord of Skulls, has
Lieutenant Dan. You got no legs.
Lieutenant Dan. He has no legs, but he does have melee attacks that are fucking ridiculous.
Oh, don't forget his cannons.
Which happen to be in a very vicarious spot.
I didn't put it there.
Maybe. I don't know. You do like Slanesh. This model, I'm conflicted on this model because it's stupid looking, in my opinion, but it's bonkers on the table. Pick your flavor. This thing is big. It's a knight pretty much, except it hits like a truck because, you know, look at these melee profiles.
Yikes.
The just, hey, here, take 8 damage on one failed save from my 5 attacks, and I think there's a way to cheat in an additional attack as well in a charge.
And Dreadnoughts make them better. Like, there's some silly shenanigans you can do.
Yeah, so ultimately, I know it's an expensive investment financially and also point-wise, but you gotta give it. This model needs to be in the army.
Can I ask you a question? Lord of Skulls or Angron? If you had to choose.
Oh, man. I mean Angron, because he comes back.
Okay.
Right? But like Lord of Skulls is a model that you put there. It's intimidating. It's going to get shot at.
Yeah.
It allows people to have that big, scary, giant, oh my god, something's going to happen. I need to kill that thing. And then your rhinos get into melee, and that's pretty much it. Your berserkers can do work.
My one downside to this model is terrain density for 40k in this edition can make it hard to get it where you want it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, but it's got cannons.
It does have cannons.
So it's just a matter of making it work for you, I guess. So next we're going to talk about Lord of Akatis. Lord of Akatis is basically a named lord on Juggernaut. We used to call them Juggy Lords.
Juggy Lord.
And
we don't call him Juggy Lord.
I used to.
Oh no.
And he's got Scout 6, and he can basically pregame give 2 units or 3 units. Give 2 units Scout 6. So that just, you know,
more movement.
If you're on foot, it gets you closer.
Yep. Which is great. And he's on the Juggy.
Get those Juggies out. And if you want to ally with Juggernaut from Khorne, you can do that too.
Which we're going to talk about demons in a future video. I personally love demons. I personally love all of that nonsense. So I guess I'm for the Juggy.
Yeah. Me too. I love Juggies.
Now it's in my head.
So the basic troop unit in this army is the Berserkers. They're basically power armor Space Marines. They've got the same stat block as all Space Marines, pretty much. The advantage that they have is they're 4 slaps. They, you do not want these guys in combat with you. They have pistols. You can take a couple of plasma pistols for some punch, and then they can have 2 guys that have basically the home run bat that can put out strength 8 slaps that do that punch up as well. But these guys have a hellacious amount of dice, and you do not want a full rhino of these guys hitting you.
So pretty much soften them up with the plasma when you're in range, charge them, and then just nuke them.
Yep. Yeah, they haul ass. If you've got Invocatus on the table, gives them another 6-inch scout. You know, there's a lot you can do with them. They're very flexible.
Again, another auto include in all leaders.
Yeah, I think at least 1 unit.
Yeah. So guys, that basically does it for the video today. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you like and subscribe for more future video and content. We're going to be going through every single faction in the game, and I believe the next one is going to be another random video.
Yeah, you'll never know.
You never know. We got to keep you on your feet, guys.